Moses, Australia down by 11 runs tonight. Can you sum up that match for us?
It's really hard to sum up a T20, 10 minutes after it finishes, because there's just so much to sort of break down and summarise. And it's almost something you've got to have a look at the replay, and when you're out in the field as well, you don't see the angles of certain balls. So I think again, like Jadeja's obviously scored a net, like in both the last two games, proven a little bit of a thorn for us. So we'll review how we can match up better to him next game, and have a look at a few different strategies there. And we got off to a pretty good start in the power play today, and then unfortunately we weren't just able to keep that momentum going. I thought they adjusted their tactics really well. They took a lot of pace off through the middle. All their seamers started bowling slower and slower in terms of cutters and slower balls. So, and obviously it was pretty hard to get the timing out there, but that's the way T20 goes sometimes, unfortunately.
Big talking point, Jadeja going out for Chahal. Did you guys know what was going on?
Not really. From my point of view, I'm trying to get my head away from fielding and start preparing to bat. We obviously learned what was going on pretty quickly, but there's nothing you can do about it now. I think he obviously did cop a hit on the helmet. So firstly, you just want to make sure everything's all right there. I think the only real issue is you got to ask yourself, was it an actual like-for-like replacement? Did we replace? Is he an out-and-out spinner? That's something maybe they need to look into. But other than that, those things are going to happen. And from a player's point of view, we just got to keep rolling forward and try and do as well as we can. And from someone who's going to be playing in the BBL later on this year, I've got to get used to the X factor decision anyway. So it was a good little way to good little experience for me to see how to use that.
Where are we playing right now? It doesn't feel like Canberra.
No, there's moss everywhere, aren't there? It's like Steve Smith just opened his wallet out here.
3 for 22 for the ball with you. What worked tonight?
I think the majority for me tonight on that particular wicket was trying to take the pace off and use the dimensions of the field to my advantage towards the longer boundaries if possible. And then when I was to bowl on pace, try and cramp for room as much as I could. But next game, new wicket, new ground and new tactics, so we just have to try and adjust each time.
And 30 off 20 with the bat. Was it the type of wicket that was hard to get in and hard to find the boundary the later the innings went?
I think the slower they bowled, almost the harder it was to hit the ball. I think Chahar's his knuckleball there proved quite difficult for a lot of our batters to really get any sort of power onto. So we'll have to again, hopefully at the SCG next game that slides on a little bit better than it did tonight. But there's we've got to find ways to improve and try and hit that type of delivery as well.
How do you reverse the result with only 2 days before the next game?
Yeah, look, I think there's not a great deal. I don't think there's a huge amount we need to change. I think even at the death overs, a lot of the time it's just a little tactical change or a little field change or a little a slight different ball or a slight different line to bowl. It's not a huge change, and it can make the world of a difference. If Jadeja gets out in the 17th tonight, we're chasing 130. So I don't think we need to get too carried away and stress out too much. It's 2 days away, but cricket's such things change so quickly that I don't think you should ever ride the results too much one way or the other.
Last one, Mitch Swepson, he was kind of like Australia's super sub, comes in late last night, plays tonight, and he took the big wicket of Virat Kohli and was good with the bat in the field. Yeah, he was. He's a great hustler in the field. He took that big wicket of Virat, and I know a lot of the bowlers would have been, a big sigh of relief when you see the back of him. And then those 2 strikes at the end there after the last 2 balls, it's good to know you got that in your back pocket as well when you need it.